Palm Beach Synagogue was recently blessed to be able to acquire the restaurant next door to it. However, we still have a restaurant to the west of the synagogue. And I was thinking about the fact that the synagogue was surrounded by restaurants. And what does that mean regarding a synagogue? Well, in this week's Torah portion, we find Moshe Rabbeinu praying to God and saying, God, before I pass, appoint a new leader to take care of the Jewish nation so that they shall not be like flock without a shepherd. And God tells Moshe Rabbeinu to appoint Joshua to be his successor. Right after the appointment of Joshua, God then commands Moshe to tell the Jewish people to bring the daily offerings in the temple, morning and afternoon. And the question our rabbis ask is, what's the connection between the new leader of the Jewish nation, Joshua, and then the commandment to bring the daily offering morning and afternoon? And Rashi brings a beautiful analogy from the Midrash. The Midrash says there was once a woman who was passing away, and she turns to her husband and says, promise me before I die that after I pass away, you'll take good care of our children. And the husband says, of course, I promise I'll take good care of the children. But do me a favor. Don't just ask me to look after the children. Ask the children to look after their father as well. So too says the Midrash, that Moshe Rabbeinu says to God, God, please promise me that you'll look after the Jewish nation after I pass away, that you'll appoint a new leader. And God says, of course, I'll appoint Joshua. But also remember to ask the Jewish people to look after their Father in heaven, to bring the daily offerings to their Father in heaven. And today we do not have a temple and we do not bring offerings, but we bring our daily prayers morning and afternoon to the synagogue, which is our offering to God. And indeed, in the parsha, when it talks about these offerings, it says, Et karbani lachmi, my daily offerings, which are my bread, my food. And the rabbis say, why does God say that the offerings in the synagogue, the prayers, are like my food? And the answer is, just like food sustains the body and the soul and allows the soul to function in a healthy body and animate the body with life and vitality, so too our offerings to God, our prayers, our Torah study, our mitzvot, our good deeds are like food and sustenance and nourishment to God, who is the soul of the universe. And that's what allows God's soul, his cosmic energy, to flow in the body, which is this world. And so therefore, to paraphrase JFK, don't just ask God what he can do for you. Ask what you can do for God. Remember that we need a shepherd. We need our Father in heaven, but our Father in heaven also needs us. They tell a story about a boy who was flying a kite on the beach, and the kite was going higher and higher, and he felt a tug of the string, and he felt his connection to the kite high up in the sky. But then at one point, the kid said to his father, Dad, I have an idea. Let me cut the string. And like this, the kite can go even higher up. It won't be held back. And so he cuts the string, and within a few seconds, the kite starts to fall downward, spiral downward to earth. And the kid said, I don't understand that. I thought I would free the string to go even higher by disconnecting from it. And the father said, you don't understand. This kite could only soar to greater and greater heights if it's connected to you. If you are controlling it and you are guiding it and allowing it to reach greater and greater heights. So too, sometimes man thinks God is so high up, he doesn't need us. We're human beings, we're limiting to God. We're restricting God in some way. What does he need finite human beings for? But what God is telling us in this week's parsha is that my cosmic divine energy only can fly, can soar, can only vibrate and pulsate and animate this world if you are attached to it, if you are guiding it through your actions. And you may feel like that little boy on the beach, small and insignificant, and God is so high and mighty and powerful. But remember, it's our connection and our constant devotion to God, our service of God, which brings his presence into our lives, but also into the entire world, keeps body and soul, heaven and earth connected. Have a wonderful day.